Hey, so if you're freaking out about the rising cost of lead generation for your concrete coating and home improvement business, you're looking at the cost of leads the last couple of months and it's increased. It's nowhere near the same as it was in 2023 or 2022. You're wondering what is going on? In this podcast episode, we're going to share with you the Q1 recap plus the marketing margin, which is navigating the rising cost of marketing in this economy. And I am with my co-host and partner here, Maddie. Welcome aboard.
Hi.
How's your day going so
My
far?
day's going great. I'm super happy to be here.
Yeah, awesome. What's something positive in your world happening
Man,
right now?
something positive happening in my world right now would be, I guess, I had a great team
Great team.
level 10 meeting
right.
today with our team. It was really, really nice.
Very solid.
Yeah, it was very solid. That was the best part of today, I think.
Yep. We also had a great first quarter,
We did.
Q1.
Mm-hmm.
And Q1, January, February, March. That's what we're quantifying. And some of the numbers I want to share, some stats, because this time around I said, look, let's get some stats all across the board. This is all across the board. 77%, 51%, 53%, 25%, 11%, 17%. What are those numbers?
That's what we're seeing in terms of increase in cost per lead in random. Like we literally took a random
Throughout the whole
throughout
US.
throughout the whole U.S. and we did some research, and that's what we're looking at. Like we're looking at right now, very, very, very small percentage of people whose cost per lead is the same as it was last year during this quarter.
Yeah. And look, this is nothing new. If you've been tuning into the Contractor Click podcast or your Concrete Success podcast, 2023, this is nothing new. Is we've been talking about this. I've been sharing this and I've been ringing the bell and everyone's looking at me like I have three heads,
you're right.
like three eyes. And it's like, man, this guy's, it's nuts. I've been saying this. 2024 is not going to be the same as 2023, and we are here. So welcome aboard. I want you to go back in numbers if you've been in business for over a year. So if you've been in business for over a year and a half, I would say, if you've been advertising, compare and contrast the lead generation cost from Q1 last year versus this year, and you're going to see a difference. Now, it's not going to be bad for anyone, like for everyone. Everyone's different. What do you think it makes the difference here, and why are the costs of marketing going up very differently in different territories? What have you noticed?
Well, I mean, right now, this year's election year. I think that's one big thing that's going to be driving the cost per lead up higher just in general. But I'm also seeing a lot of more competition. There's a lot more competition in different in areas. You know, it's very interesting to see how, before, like when we've been doing this for a minute, the competition for per service area has been like much more reduced than it is now. Now we have a lot of people doing these kind of home improvement and concrete coating per area. It's just gotten much larger. More people marketing.
Yeah, the interesting thing is it's not everywhere.
No.
So why do you think that it's happening in some regions more than others?
I think people are moving out of certain states and moving into other states that have a lower cost per living, I guess, less taxes and things like that. And as they're moving from, there's a lot of like right now in our country, there's a lot of migration, like within states, like even where we live, like there's a lot of people coming from northern states, from California, from other states into where we live, and we're like, it's huge. It's hiked up the costs in houses. It's hiked up the cost. More people come into new areas and they start new businesses. So I do believe that that's a factor in what's going on right now.
So it's interesting. So a couple of the things that we look at is migration. The residential market says a lot about its specific territory. Competition is one of those things that we pay attention to. However, we don't need to worry about it. And the reason being is like, hey, if we have a superior strategy in advertising, for example, the way we run Facebook ads is not just a one layer deep Facebook advertising. Maybe 3 years ago or even 2 years ago, you can get away with doing that, which is what the majority of contractors are doing. They're just deploying, say, a lead ad, right?
Yeah.
And boom, there you have it. It's like you're getting people that want to get a quote. Boom, that's pretty much it. Now, if you're doing the same as everyone else in your territory and all I do is go to the Facebook ads library in your territory and look up for your service area, and every ad looks the same. The offers look the same, like $500 off a new garage, $250 off. Um, we've seen some guys recommend doing $1,000 off in advertising. Is it just the offer that affects in the lead response and lead conversions?
No, I mean, also the creative is very important to it. How you show up on social media is very important. But also another thing, Danny, that people right now, I don't know if people right now are not spending that much. They're
Yeah.
just not. So even if you do the offer, maybe the person that is seeing the ad doesn't want to buy right now. So
Yeah.
the offer's not going to do it.
So here's part of the coaching that we give our clients. It's the coaching and consulting side of things. It's if you've been taking it easy on your sales process and you've been used to riding the COVID gold rush, as we've been talking about, and everyone has been cashing out, milking the cow, and now you actually have to learn how to sell, which is leaning in, getting someone emotionally involved in the process, in why their home investment, getting new floors, getting new concrete coating, beautiful coating on the pool deck, on the patio, on the garage floor. Why is it necessary right now? Like getting them actually emotionally involved. Why is it important for home improvement contractors to really lean in right now in the sales? How are you seeing that affect their business?
That is well, it's definite since the cost per lead is generally higher. That means the amount of leads coming in will decrease unless you invest more in marketing. So what you are getting right now, you really have to hone in and have a very tight sales process, because that's what's coming in right now, and you don't have the luxury of having like a bunch of leads coming in at like a low cost per lead. So what you have right now, you got to really, really, really take care of, and really, really try to have like a tight sales process to land and increase your sales percentages than you did
Yeah, and
before.
on the other side, let's just clarify the following. You're going to hear a lot of promises from marketers that come out and say, well, we can slash the cost of lead generation by half, by 50%, 100%, etc. This is all across the board. This is what we've seen happen time and time again. They've run a lead ad, right? And the lead ad has no qualification criteria
Correct.
whatsoever. People are butt dialing right there. They see the ad. They might be drunk at night or whatever it is. They're butt dialing or they're just clicking next. Before you know it, they submit their information. They go right into your CRM, into your high-level sequence, etc. Is that a real high intent, quote unquote, high intent lead? And what's the biggest difference that we've noticed? And why have we maintained the lead criteria on the upfront? Why is that important?
Well, because you want to try to do the best you possibly can to qualify your lead and like skim out the people that are going to come in just like for spam purposes, just for information. Like I just want to know
We
how
just
much
had
it is.
a concrete partner of ours, like, he's going into the CRM. He's like, man, these leads are actually very responsive.
Yeah, he
Because it
did.
works.
Well, yeah, we started
Right?
off with him, and he was calling. He said, "Maddie, you know what? These leads are not. They're not responding." And I was like, "You really need to hone in on your sales process with Lead Connector. I mean, with the CRM that we use." And blah blah blah. And he messaged me today. He's like, "Hey, can I get like this lead form source like to go into this our CRM, because we're having so much luck."
So much luck.
So much luck, like having like we can actually. And then he said to me, which was so amazing, he's like, the lead comes into this CRM, we're actually doing all the things we need to do in the CRM, and the sales process, that's on us.
Yeah.
And we can definitely engage these people more when we're reaching out to them through the CRM. That was awesome.
Well, and that happens time and time again with our partners here at Contractor Click. And the beautiful part is that you don't need to be on the receiving side of this ridiculous high increased cost per lead. In fact, in our master coaching call, we were talking about how to slash that in half. So if your territory has an increased cost of lead generation by 77%, how do we make it more bearable, at least like 35%? How do we make it go from like 25% increased cost of lead generation to 12%? I mean, that in itself makes a big difference. So part of that, there are some things that we can control, right? One of them is what are we doing in our sales process? We've been talking about optimizing your sales process. Something I've learned from Dean Jackson is think about the before, the during, and the after experience to create a repeatable sales process that enables you to replicate and duplicate your best customers. Before, during, and after. What does the communication look like before you go and give an estimate? Once you're involved in the actual selling of the widget, the remodeling, the floor, the garage floor, the patio, the pool deck, etc. And then the after, once you've served that specific client and installed the new floors, a new pool deck, etc. What does it look like to follow up with them for other opportunities right down the line? Whether that's a concrete ceiling, maybe you do other services, or maybe squeeze out some referrals,
Oh yeah,
which
100%.
happens. I
Yeah.
mean, every client of yours should be a referral source for you, a source of referral for you. The question is, do you have a program in place that enables you to multiply your best clients to get more like them? Or do they feel awkward when they're recommending people to other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole thing, is how do you create that? Well, that's throughout that sales experience, the sales optimization before, during, and after. So some notes for you. If you're listening, take selfie videos. You know, if you have never considered doing selfie videos, before you show up at the door, introduce yourself via your iPhone and say, hey, Mrs. Johnson, just want to let you know I'm excited to come on over and get to see you. I just wanted to put a face to the name that you've been chatting with, and tell you a little bit about the cool projects that we're working on and what it may look like for you to get your dream floor installed in your home. Looking forward to it. Let me know if you have any questions. Boom. You send that selfie video. Personalized, happy, make people feel good about themselves. Now, when you show up at the door, you're not a stranger. Like
Yeah.
you're overcoming of like, I'm a stranger trying to build rapport. That rapport goes down by maybe like 35%, the report building process, and now you're not a stranger, right? Another thing is like, if you're not offering financing,
Mm-hmm.
haven't offered that, you're not getting a prospect involved in the financing option. How much of a difference does that make, the actual offering and having that available?
Well, definitely. I mean, if you can have a financing offer where you can like split the payments into like 4 months, like that big giant project now becomes for very attainable
Yeah,
things,
and look, a $3,000, $5,000 garage floor is not a big project.
No,
Like
no.
Maddie, I only want customers that pay cash.
Well, I mean, I'd rather have a sale. You know what though? Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something?
That's we've
Wait,
heard that
I
time
know,
and time
but can
again.
I tell
Hey,
you
I don't
something
want
that
to
I
offer
heard?
financing because my customers pay cash only.
Yeah, but can I tell you something that I
Yeah.
heard the other day? I mean, I understand the cash only. You want to just have cash only. You can't complain. If you want to have like all these parameters and you want to like not have financing and not collect and not have these systems and just be set in your ways with I only do cash only, then you're gonna be stuck
There you
in where
go.
you need
That's
to
the
be.
point I want to make.
But what I was trying to say, I was speaking to somebody the other day that does these financing and these financing things whatever
The
they
providers, the
providers,
partners.
thank you, they actually pay you the full amount up front, and
Of
then they're
That's
responsible
the
for
that's the
collecting.
whole point. Is it's
They pay up front. Like
they
if you
pay
want to
you
collect
right out of the
cash,
gates. I mean,
right,
you want to have cash or no? The question
that's on you.
is, okay, so if let's just pay attention at the biggest businesses in the industry. There's a saying, success leaves clues. And I'm talking about companies that are $5 million or over a year. That's more successful than that. Double digit profits, healthy companies that are growing, that are stable. You want to look at how they're navigating this environment, and look, they have an edge because they're selling more.
Mm-hmm.
They can get better terms with their financing partners. Plus, they have a structure and infrastructure to serve the clients, so the responsibility is much higher. When you offer financing and you start your sales process by introducing the fact like, hey, you can actually have this with zero down. Would you like to pay with like what Tommy Mello says, with your money or our money.
Listen, anywhere you go, whenever you buy anything,
Yeah.
if you go any store, you're gonna be pushed a financing option.
Yeah.
If you go to get a phone, a cell
But
phone
Maddie, I don't want to
provider,
sound like a used car sales person right now.
well, used car salespeople sell cars.
Sell cars. You're not selling used. Like, you got to take that. That's more on the individual, the leader of the company, to recognize you want to build a business. This economy is going to require for you to level up as a leader and understand, like, that's not actually, it's not bad to learn how to convey value and how to get someone to recognize the value in what you do. You've worked extremely hard. You put in all the risk. You're investing in people. You're hiring people. You're maintaining your local economy, and you deserve to be paid well for what you do. It's as simple as that. So either you put your ego on the side, or you
Correct.
continue to embrace your own ego and say, whatever, I'm
What's the
just
worst?
going to get the short end of the stick and complain. And the reason I'm bringing this tone to the conversation is because I'm sick and tired of hearing people struggling and not understanding that what it takes to win in this economy, like, it's wide open. You can literally participate and profit in a good, healthy way, like best practices for your business. Serve clients at the highest possible levels. Earn the five-star review, right? Or you could be the impossible business owner that you're set in your own way. Like, this is a true story, by the way. We had someone that had signed up last year for an accelerator program. Quite literally, they wanted to maneuver and manipulate everything we did. We have a recipe that we know. It's our success recipe. It's what we're known for. Meanwhile, they want to change every asset,
Everything.
every ad copy. And we're like, hey, that's not going to work. Number one, you're going to pay extremely high, and that's not going to work. We launched the ads. Of course. Did it work or not work?
Of course, when it was my strategy, yes. When it was their strategy, no. At
So
all.
let me stop there, right? Fast forward, we put a pause on that. We said, not a problem. Hey, I don't think this is going to be a good fit. Let's just pause services. Not good for anyone right now. To continue services, you're not getting the results you're looking for. We're not meeting what you're expecting.
Right.
They come this year and they're like, okay, we're ready to run Google Ads. And this is, again, before we introduce the complete contractor program to everyone, roll that out. And same thing. Oh, well, I need to see how the landing page looks. I need to see how the Google ad looks. And we're like, okay, here you go. Here's for approval. The ball is in your court. We just literally got an email the other day. Oh, my business is suffering because of you. It's like, dude, we haven't even launched the ads.
Right.
We never even got to play on the field.
Right.
Where I'm going with that is your mindset. You're the business owner. You know how to do the floors better than anyone else can. Your team, you're training your team, your staff members. When you hire a professional, you got to let the professional do what they know how to do best. When a homeowner hires you, you don't expect the homeowner to tell you, well, that thing on the floor right there, you see guys are doing it wrong. Or would you? Right? So it's the same scenario. Now, why not provide that experience to your homeowners, like a professional experience where you are the one that's leading the conversation? So a big lesson, and this is why we moved away from the accelerator program altogether, is like, hey, we want to play with partners that are serious about leveling up and crossing multi-million-dollar marks, and are also looking to become a $5 million company in the next 3 to 5 years. And that means we have the recipe, we have the formulas, the processes, the systems in place. And look what a difference it's made, right? So individuals like that, they come with their own thinking. I mean, this is in a company that has been bragging about, oh, I'm a $1 million plus
Right.
coatings company. I know better than you guys. Your recipe might not work in this economy. It's easy to say that you built a multi-seven-figure business in the coatings industry when you rode the COVID gold rush. You didn't even need to sell that hard. People had money at their disposal. They could just refi their home and do every single project they wanted to do at no cost,
Yes.
at 2%.
I know. Who's gonna refi now?
Right? Like that was, you just had to be in business and show up. Now you got to learn how to sell. Like, that's the reality of the market, right?
Yeah.
So wanted to share that because if you're not embracing that, closing has got to be part of your entire process. And you're closing from the moment that someone sees your first message. You're closing from the moment someone sees your Google, your Facebook, your website, etc. Like, you're closing the prospect on why they should choose you versus competitors. Are you showing up professional or are you not? Are you showing, what do you call it? Images that are, what do you call it?
Blurry,
Yeah, blurry images,
pixelated.
pixelated videos, images, etc. So when we're talking about 25%, 53%, that means the prospect has seen the same ad over and over and over again. They're seeing the same ad running by the competitor, etc. Versus now we bring in, right, one of our clients that's running unique ad strategies. The creative is superior, the
Mm-hmm.
strategy is superior. We're able to at least slash it in half from what it's been.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about this Tuesday. We talked about one specific territory where a client, he's in a very, very extreme territory. We've seen really huge concrete coating companies close doors in that territory because it's the cost of leads. It's probably 60%, historically 60% over what every other territory
Yeah.
is throughout the country.
Mm-hmm.
What we noticed is this client truly embraced the advice given, which was, hey, how about you show the personality, your social
Mm-hmm.
press, like show your team, show
Mm-hmm.
your company, and not in an extremely superior way. Like I see a lot of companies hiring videographers and doing the beautiful video edits, the fast cuts, and like, we're not talking
No.
any. I mean, this is a. How old is this guy? Is he in the
Okay,
60s or
he's in his 60s. So he's
60s?
65 plus. And I just find that to be we had a call with this person this week, and
Yeah.
he didn't have a call with us. He had a call with his account manager. And he said to his account manager, "I am so grateful that we stuck, like, that he listened to us,
Mm-hmm.
because where he's at right now is a totally different place than where he was when we first started. Right, this gentleman
Mm-hmm.
creates these reels on Facebook
Mm-hmm.
that get 18,000 views.
18,000 views
They are
by him
not
using personality.
highly produced. They are using images and mixed with some minor video.
Yeah.
They have his own voiceover. They're just simple, but they're consistent. And he shows up consistently. And he's been
Consistently.
showing up consistently. And when we first started, we're like, you're not doing this for views. You're doing this to be
Well,
consistent.
here's the thing.
And now he's where he's at.
When we started, and this was last year,
Mm-hmm.
I am really glad he took the advice
Yeah.
to, because he's one of those that understands, like, hey, I want to embrace. Now, here's the reality. We always recommend you add yourself into the mix, your secret sauce. Like, how do you want to be felt in your community? How do you want to be seen? How do you want to be known? Because it's one thing for us to post on your behalf with your voice. Like, it's one thing for us to craft the beautiful content
Right.
that gets posted on social. It's another thing when someone sees something real, like something that it's okay. This was done by this guy here. It's funny, and I'm listening to his voice. It's not highly produced, but consistently, we're looking at the last 15 to 20 clips, and it's like 18,000 views, 11,000 views in Facebook organic.
It's amazing.
Facebook organic.
On Facebook. Not
I-
even
I'm
on
not talking
Instagram,
about
on
TikTok. It's
Facebook.
easier to get higher
Yeah.
numbers. Instagram, it's easier to
Yeah.
get higher numbers of Facebook. We're talking about,
Facebook Reels.
and in his territory is averaging the 77% increase. His increase in cost of lead is like less than 20%.
Much less than 20%. Maybe 10%. Maybe like on a bad day, 10%. He's consistently pretty much stayed the same.
So Q1, those are
Q1.
Q1 numbers year over year, last year
Mm-hmm.
to 2024. We keep it real in this podcast. We're not here trying to give you the shiny object and tell you everything is sunshines and rainbows and a unicorn,
No.
pretty much flying all over the place. And like I said, every territory is different. I want to empower you to make better decisions, and then also remind you that you must be strong and courageous in this year. You must be at all times, not just this year, but this year specifically. Hey, be strong enough to endure whatever comes your way. Stay with it. Don't chicken out. That's the easy route for everyone. Wherever you go, starting something new. I mean, a lot of people are considering closing shop and closing doors. Others are like, man, do I go back down to one crew and just keep myself booked out with one crew? I want you to be strong to endure whatever comes your way and be courageous to play full out. You've got to be willing to have the courage, because here's what I know for myself is courage has enabled me to access something called faith. And the faith that I must have is, hey, do I trust God, or am I just going to Sunday service and saying I trust God? Because it's so easy to trust God when everything's working. It's so easy to trust God when everything's just going for you. We're listening to a worship song before coming here. What did it say about the mountain?
If you're facing a mountain, find a different way.
See the new way.
See the new way.
So I want to encourage you to see the new way. Whatever mountain you're seeing in your business, people, processes, numbers, and people. System, process, numbers, and people. What's the mountain? See another way. You say you trust God, but whenever you're faced with a circumstance, second guessing yourself, it's hard as a leader when I see another leader, another man older than me, crying about their situation, their business. Truly, when I see it and I hear guys recognizing their older age, saying, you know what, I realize I've been doing it all wrong. That this is going to require for me to actually put some work in. And Tim, the beautiful thing is, like, the moment you recognize there's another way, you start navigating that other way, you're being redirected, and you embrace all that brings, how do you think you're going to be on the other side?
Yeah.
Smarter, better, stronger, more profitable. Right? So if you're strong and courageous, I mean, the conversation just becomes, do I really want to be in this thing or not? So for me, it's all about times like this. Q2, it's all about aggressive advertising. You must be attacking this at all fronts. It's no longer about like, hey, how much should I be putting into advertising? No, if you don't have a growth plan in place that sets you up for the trajectory of the rest of the year, I recommend you get that in place right now, right away, ASAP. If you don't have one, I recommend you can reach out to Contractor.click and request a time to speak with us. Either one of our team members or myself is going to hop on a call with you and guide you along the way. Like today, we had a call with someone that's part of a franchise, and they're like, hey, I just don't know what to do. Like, the recommendation is not going to be hire us. Oftentimes, it's like, hey, the recommendation is for you to learn it, put more money into your advertising, master it. You're fairly small. You got more room to grow. You can definitely get to your second crew in the next 3 months. The reality is, like, you need to be guided by someone that's not trying to close you on the spot. That's the first thing. You need to see where you want to go and what's it going to take for you to get there in a realistic way. Second thing, within the aggressive advertising comes, okay, did I plan to invest this much based on what data? So you need relevant data. The data that was from last year or 2022 or 2021, it's not relevant right now. And it's very dynamic too. So that's the beautiful thing is we've seen territories that were extremely stubborn, like open up wide open. Why? Because guys are falling off.
Yeah.
Right? We're seeing territories where there was a lot of competition and all of a sudden, like, everyone's just heading out of town. They can't make it work. And our clients are just crushing it. The other thing is aggressive advertising at all fronts is Facebook advertising can't be your only thing.
No.
I mean, if the cost of marketing is going up and Facebook ads is all you got, I want to break it to you. If anything happens to your Facebook ad account, God forbid, we're in trouble.
Yeah, it's not like Facebook advertising. I think like a lot of people think that Facebook advertising is like a slot machine that you just put. Like,
Yeah.
And you expect like, oh, leads. What happens if that slot machine like breaks or like,
And that goes for SEO as well. Like,
yeah, you have to have a dynamic synergy of marketing every platform you possibly can put into. Whatever you can.
Yeah.
That you diversify and you do what
now you've got to be strategic because every channel has a different volume and a different set of results. The other thing is Many people say, well, I'm doing SEO already. Okay, great. Send me your website. What are you ranking for? Like, what are the actual keywords that people are searching for? Oh, I only do concrete coatings, one day floors. I don't want epoxy on my website. Guess what, my friend? Not a lot of people are searching for concrete coatings right now.
No. Polyurea.
There's polyurea
Who
coatings.
searches?
Only
Nobody
only
even knows
mention the
what polyurea is.
polyurea system. Like no one's searching for that.
No.
You have, excuse me, let me correct myself just
Yes.
because I'm on public record. It's low double digits, meaning like 20 people,
Well,
10 people
the
a,
people that
a
are searching for
month.
polyurea are like the people that are putting down the polyurea.
Right, they're looking
Right.
for products.
Right.
Uh,
Right. It's not the people that
so
want
let
the
me
polyurea
correct
on their
myself. Yeah,
floor.
the people searching
Right.
for products, maybe homeowners want to install and they might want to look into it. So where I'm going with it, there's a lot more people looking for epoxy flooring, garage floor epoxy, garage floor, etc. in the hundreds versus in the low double digits. Because you realize there's 10 placements on organic search. You have 3 on the maps, and then you have all the top Google ad results. So the thing is, if you're not showing up on the Google ads and the maps and the organic, you're losing uh, share in your marketplace. So it can't be just one thing. And dominating your brand and your service area is super important. We strongly recommend, depending where you're at, to ensure that you have a strong visibility on search. And the visibility that I recommend is if someone is looking for anything product related, like they're looking to compare epoxy versus polyurea or polyaspartic versus epoxy, or which one is better, how much does it cost for, right? We talk about the big 5. They ask, you answer. That's one of the formulas that we use to write content. We don't write like, what is epoxy? And like, that is not what we're talking about here. Is writing valuable content people are actually searching for in your service area and territory. That is very powerful. Put some advertising dollars behind the content that you're creating. Why? Because why is it important for people to put advertising behind the content they're creating on their website?
I mean, because it's who you are. That's you're putting advertising behind like your brand, who you are, like who you're.
It educates a prospect.
Yeah, the prospect sees what you're. And
Now
they
they're
know who
looking
you
at a
are.
piece of information.
And
Now,
they're looking for a
now
human,
we've
right?
got the ability to remarket them outside of Facebook. Because if I just put $1 into getting, for example, we're running a couple of ads going to Contractor Click. And if you've seen one of our ads, hey, this is Danny Barrera here. But anyways, what we do is we get people over to the landing page and then we remarket them on YouTube or we remarket them elsewhere, wherever they go. And we have a specific criteria. So if someone doesn't meet that criteria as an ideal prospect, they don't see our ads. So I'm not spending money on prospects that aren't good prospects for me. I'm spending money in prospects that fit the right criteria for our business model. And that actually enables me to get a lower cost per click,
Yeah.
$30 leads on my website as an agency owner. Not from a lead ad, on Contractor Click. $30 leads. B2B
That's
leads,
fantastic.
it's nuts. It's insane. Other peers, agency owners, they pay $120 per lead on an actual website. And I'm talking about no offer, no promo, no, we'll get you leads for free, sign up today.
No.
Like none of that cheesy stuff. It's like actually building value. And what's empowering about that is like you can implement that for your business and you can get even better results if you implement it at scale. And this is what the Complete Contractor program is there, is to empower our partners. You can get access to that Complete Contractor program overview right in the description of this video. I'm going to make sure that you see it there. Otherwise, if you're listening to this, make sure you go to contractor.click/start. And when you go there, it's going to ask you for your information. And that's going to put you right into the funnel where you can watch all the videos. I educate you throughout. That information is, in my personal opinion, is more than what you will receive from free information here on YouTube or elsewhere. It's just because it's what we've run for our clients. It's what's helped our clients sell over $100 million worth of projects. It's stuff that really works. It's what's working right now. So make sure that you go to contractor.click/start and opt in today. Go through the entire funnel. Some of the things that are working on social media that you should be considering creating content for that are engaging, disruptive, help you stand out in the feeds. There's a couple of topics we talked about. One of them, you want to share what it is? We have transformation. What is transformation?
Transformation is just like in terms of content on social
Yeah,
media.
content on social media.
Just
Organic.
yeah, just like transformation of like from what it looked like before to what you can achieve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about concrete coatings, what would it look like?
Well, we're gonna start. If I'm gonna show a transformation, like I'm gonna start with like the actual the transformed product looks like, and then I'm
Voiceover,
gonna
no
work myself
voiceover.
back. Yeah, I would do a
Okay,
voiceover.
let's stop there because a lot of people start in the beginning.
No, I would start at the end and then
You,
work myself
okay,
backwards.
here's a tip. If you're creating content right now, congratulations. Make sure you follow us at Contractor Click on Instagram. We'd love to follow you as well. But if you're on the other side and you are creating content, don't start in the beginning. Give someone a quick
Preview of what it's gonna
preview
look
of what it's going to look like. Hey, here's how we transform this garage floor here, right? And then you go back to the beginning, the first thing, right? So the first 3 to 5 seconds, extremely critical. Hey, here's how we turn this ugly concrete floor into this beautiful showroom. That's a hook. You can run with that. That could be your ad. That could literally be your ad. And what we're looking for is one disruptive campaign that's going to make everything else a lot better, a lot cost effective for you. You don't need to have high edits on this.
No.
We've seen this work with videos that have been edited in CapCut, etc. Right? Descript, CapCut. There's a lot of platforms out, even Canva.
Canva.
So the tool is not the thing. It's what
InShot.
are you showing? InShot is another
one.
tool. So transformations, how do you capture someone's first 3 to 5 seconds? Another one that you don't want to do is start with your logo for like the first 5 seconds.
Yeah, no.
I don't know about you, Christian, but you've seen those videos where it's like 5 seconds and the logo, those Fiverr logos that are
Will
like,
you just get rid of it?
right, rolling out. You're like, come on, man, get to the point.
I don't even want to watch it.
Yeah,
When
you're like, man,
like,
let me just go to the
next.
next. Yeah, you're done.
I want to see like the end. I want you to capture my.
Yeah.
And you know what else is really good for content? Content that provides information.
Educational tips.
Educational content like the epoxy pros that talk about like vapor barriers content. They have a whole bunch of people who reach out to them because they talk about like their vapor barrier,
Yep.
what it is.
Educational content. Look, every time you find a problem, even if it's your own problem, just talk about it. Say, hey guys, I want to share with you what happens when a floor hasn't been installed properly. And then you talk about it.
Yeah.
Or, hey, here's how to take care of your floors. Or, hey, here's why floors tend to last only X amount of years. Or, here's why epoxy is not the same as polyurea. Or,
Right.
hey, I just want to show you a floor that we installed 2 years ago, and we're down here for a checkup and show you what happens when we install the one-day system by whatever, right? So educational tips and power. And you might be saying to yourself, well, everyone else has the same content, but I want to ask you, how many of your competitors in your local area, in your territory, are actually doing that? Not a lot. Not a lot. It's wide open. That's what I'm telling you. Like, if you choose to participate and play, it's wide open.
Yeah,
You don't need to worry about the rising cost of market.
Right.
That's
Even
the whole
these
point.
big competitors that like they come, oh, but this company has.
I
like,
don't care. It's actually better
I
for
bet
me.
you look for them. They don't even have that.
I,
type of
I
stuff.
actually like the competition. It gets me excited. I love to compete. I love to win. Competition is not a bad thing either. Like, it means like if they're doing well, amazing. There's opportunity for me to do well as well. Or vice versa. If you're doing well, there's opportunity for them to be doing well as well. And you choose to be. Do I want to be number one? Do I want to be number two? Do I not care? Like, at some point in time, you stop caring when you start making money. All right, let's talk about fun. Why is fun important in social media content?
So let's go back to this gentleman that we were talking about that has 16,000 views on his reels on Facebook.
Yeah.
One of his highest viewed reels, which was it's impressive to me, is literally him having lunch together with his crew at a fun restaurant. And he's like, oh, at this company, we like to have fun too.
Stop
I think that
there
one
for a
has, like,
second. When a
18,000.
homeowner is going to make a decision, and again, like, you're thinking about the entire customer journey. If someone gave you the follow, and this is what I want you to start thinking about, every follower, every email subscriber, every lead that has come through your world, what if you think about it as a capital investment that gave you maybe overall if you've quantified, what if every one of the individuals that are real, legit, organic followers are worth to you $100? How much more effort would you put into creating more powerful content, more impactful content? Like, if you realize that, like, there is so much power in understanding that a lead is not just a lead. Like, if you put some intentionality behind it, some real personality, fun stuff behind it all, there's going to be that one person that watches that piece of content, and they're going to be like, man, like, that's who I'm going to hire to do my floors. Okay, awesome, amazing.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of individuals that come to our world, and they're like, we will consider a couple of other marketing companies. We came to your program because we saw like your team, and
Mm-hmm.
we actually saw you and your wife,
Yeah.
or we actually saw some, like, all these other things that we're like, man, why are we posting that content? Like, we're getting bored just to watch ourselves sometimes, you know. And it's a reality that people do like to do business with people they know, like, and trust.
Mm-hmm.
And what if you were to now, over time, as you're getting better at this, in the beginning, you're gonna not be the best. Over time, it's gonna get better, and you start like one of these clients here that is just crushing it on organic social.
He's crushing it, man.
And then you start, every video gets over 10,000 views immediately. We're like, man, if he can do it, I mean, the rest of our clients can definitely do it.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh,
we,
yeah.
we
Exactly.
constantly have our clients in our master calls and send them the replays. Why? Because we want you to do what's best for you in your territory that no one else is doing, that even an agency cannot do. Like, this is stuff that you don't outsource, the actual organic social, the true social.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the last piece here in content that you should be considering is the step-by-step. And I get it. We talked about transformation, educational tips, the fun part. Step-by-step. Danny, I don't want to show my secrets. What would you share about the step-by-step content?
Listen, I don't like. You can show your secrets all you want. Like, nobody's gonna be you.
No.
Like, you're you.
Like, it's not easy running a business. I mean, no
Like,
one's you.
no
You
one's
have you're so experienced. This is what one of my mentors told me. It's like, Danny, you guys are so experienced. Like, even if you shared and you moved the free line 2 miles out, you have the experience. Your team has the experience, and everyone else doesn't. They still have to go through the trial and error. And that's
Yeah.
the secret sauce. You're the secret sauce, not
You're
your
this exactly.
the process. Might you might
Yeah.
think like that's a secret process,
No.
but in reality, that builds on the other side. People respect when they see someone that really knows what they're talking
In
about.
today's day and age, anybody can do anything.
Right.
We were talking the other day to your brother. You can literally go to Harvard
Yep.
from your house and take all the Harvard courses that you would take in Harvard for, I think, free.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only thing Harvard will not give you is a diploma.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're charging you for the diploma. That's what you have to pay for. So you can get all the information that you would at Harvard, Yale, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't matter. Like, information in today's day and age, you can find, there's no secret. Like, anything that you do that's your secret sauce,
Mm-hmm.
anybody can find information anywhere. The secret sauce is not your process. The secret sauce is you. You're
you.
the secret sauce.
That's right. So that being said, you are the secret sauce, my friend. You are the secret sauce to your world, to your family, to your team members. If you're listening to the Contractor Click podcast, thank you so much for giving us your vote of confidence and tuning in. Make sure you give us a follow, a like, subscribe to the channel, because what we're bringing to the table here in the next couple of episodes, you got to stay in tune. And by the way, we're going to have a masterclass coming up here shortly on the entire digital strategy you should be implementing on your concrete coating and home improvement business to get more leads, book more estimates, and sell more floors. I took one of these Magic Minds. Want to give one shout out here to Magic Mind. There's a link also in the description, magicmind/contractor click, to get a special deal for our listeners. I don't know if Christian is listening here, but last time I gave him one of these, he was pretty much bouncing off the wall. He
I
was,
was
out
doing
there.
backflips. I was flying
Backflips.
around.
He was like, man, he's a boxer. He was already rolling. He's like, he was talking about Mike Tyson. I mean, I saw him dancing in the background. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode here. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.